Welcome back to the Origami 9-hole cup expert division, hole number 8. Here we're going to be doing a no move target drive, starting with a P1 ball and then switching to a luminary. We're setting up for a thorn approach. So you'll start with a P1 ball. I'm using Quasar because it helps get my spins. The spin is 6 top spin, 2 right spin. The adjustment is P3 plus 10 max. So start with a P1 ball, switch to a luminary, add your spins, and then curl and OP as shown. So there's 2 major wind angles you need to pay attention to for this drive so that you can get consistent results. One I'm calling the headwind angle, and the other is the crosswind angle. And the difference between the two is just a little bit of curl, and I'll go over that here shortly. So if we look, I'm going to zoom in. We got a pink tree here, and we got a pink tree here, right? So what I'm looking at is if I am just outside the pink tree to the left and left, that is the crosswind angle, and it requires a little bit less curl. So I'm pretty close to it now, but I'm not quite there, right? So anything at that red line or left is the crosswind angle. Anything right of that red line is going to be the headwind angle. So here I'm in the headwind angle, and I'll be using right curl so that my center line touches the tip of the triangle. If you're at the red line or left, you will use right curl so that your center line touches the outside of the shot circle. That's the only 2 curl tweaks needed for this drive. The only other tweak you need for this drive is the amount of OP you put. So in winds 8 miles an hour or less, you just do circle drop OP. In winds 8.1 or higher, you're going to do circle drop plus 2 clicks of overpower. So you'll find your circle drop and then add 2 clicks of overpower just to counter the added wind push from the higher winds. So this is the right curl for the headwind angle. See how my center line is just touching the tip of the triangle? If you have the crosswind angle, you want your center line just touching the outside of the shot circle there. So it's just slightly less curl because you're going to get more wind push to the right from that crosswind angle. So it's pretty easy drive. Just make sure that you're using the proper curl for the correct wind angle and the proper amount of overpower in relation to the wind strength you have. Beyond that, hit perfect. Most of the time, you're going to double bounce, clip the rough, and roll out to right around 354, 355. Even if you do happen to miss the rough there, I have been safe. So as long as you don't hit a bad grade here, you should be safe. But even if for some reason you do roll long and into the rough on the left, you still got a shot at the green. Not a problem. Just if anything, stay away from the great rights here because it can put you behind a tree if you go too bad of a great right. So for the approach shot, I'm going to show you the thorn backspin shot first. We're going to do the same bullseye fairway fringe check for both approaches. Just going to give you different slider values based on how we're playing the shot. So it's bullseye on the fairway fringe line on top of the hole. So here I'm at the +3. That gives me a 59 slider, right? I got the charts listed to the left. Make sure you use the right chart for the appropriate shot you're playing. Add max backspin, 1 right spin, and have the tip of the ball guide just barely going through the center of the cup. This shot plays P5 plus 15% at slider. The shot immediately before this one, I had a 7.1 wind, same slider values, same everything, perfect. I dropped it dead center. This one is a 7.7 wind, same slider values, and I miss it just to the left. And that's what I mean about the inconsistent greens. If you look at the green, you can see all the humps and bumps on it, and they make the approach shot very inconsistent. That is why I decided to go with a dunk. In my opinion, it is your best opportunity at a drop. It might sound scary to you, but I promise you, it is your best chance to get a drop. And beyond that, it is about as safe as a dunk shot can be. You play the dunk shot, max backspin, and .5 left spin. The reason we're putting that left spin on it is to keep it safe if you happen to miss the dunk for some reason. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to stay on the fairway right behind the hole and have a little baby chip. If for some reason you do happen to just creep into the rough, it's still a very short rough iron shot that I would also recommend dunking because it is single great proof, right? Just put the ball in the back of the cup, adjust like point 0.1 or point 0.2, and fire away. Single greats will drop with a dunk from the rough that is that close. This dunk plays E5 minus 15% at slider. The only thing you need to know is make sure you're getting the proper, you're using the proper slider chart. It's listed dunk. Make sure you're using that one. Make sure you add max backspin, .5 left spin, and you want to set up with the bullseye centered on the back edge of the cup, just inside the cup, right? So you don't want to be above the cup. You want to be just inside the center of the back of the cup. Pull straight, center your ball well inside your shot circle, hit perfect, and you have a really, really good chance at dropping this dunk and walking away with an eagle. Best of luck. We'll see you on the next hole.